Just hit a button, Morty, give me a beat!
Oh man, okay, alright,
3 Jadon Sancho alternatives for Manchester United to sign. So as every day goes on and deadline day becomes nearer, it seems more and more likely that Manchester United aren't going to be able to get the Jadon Sancho deal over the line. In this video I'm going to look at 3 players United could sign as alternatives for that right wing position, and at the end of the video I will tell you who would be my first choice out of the 3, so keep watching for that. But if you want cheap good quality football jerseys, go over to www.jerseyfever.com where they have the new season's jerseys from just $25, and they have retro jerseys as well. Their website will be linked in the description below, and if you use the coupon code ATLANTISFOOTBALL you'll get 5% off. Also, if you would like to potentially see me collaborate with other football channels in the future, go over and comment about this video on one of their videos, as this will not only alert those YouTube channels to this channel, but also reach a wider audience and help grow the channel. So the first option I'm going to suggest is Watford's Gerard Deulofeu. Now Deulofeu has been injured since February and was expected back in November, but it now seems likely that he'd make a full recovery by the start of October. Deulofeu is 26, 27 in March and has 3 years left on his current contract, so I think he could be attainable for around £30 million. He is predominantly a right winger but is very versatile, able to play from the left or in the front too as a wide forward. He is an excellent close control dribbler, able to dribble at speed and shift the ball quickly before using his acceleration to burst away from defenders. This can be seen as he's completed 2.31 dribbles per 90 minutes in the last 2 seasons, ranking in the 72nd percentile when compared to all other attacking midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. He isn't just a flair player though, he creates a lot of chances, having an expected assist rate of 0.21 per 90, ranking in the 76th percentile. Jadon Sancho has an expected assist rate of 0.30 per 90 and Daniel James just 0.16 per 90, which considering Deulofeu plays for a side that was relegated last season, suggests that even though he's not at Sancho's level, he's a vast improvement on Daniel James when it comes to creating chances. Deulofeu was always a very good dribbler, but in recent seasons he's also added goal scoring to his catalogue of impressive attributes. In the last 2 seasons he's had a non-penalty XG rate of 0.28, ranking in the 83rd percentile, and has actually met that rate with 0.28 goals per 90, suggesting that Deulofeu is great at creating goal scoring opportunities for himself and also taking those chances, which is a skill that many wide players lack. This comes from his composure and technique in front of goal. He's an excellent striker of the ball, not lashing at it but instead driving it low and hard across the keeper or opening up his body to slot it in the far corner. I think Deulofeu would work excellently on the right of Solskjaer's 4-2-3-1, as like Sancho he has the ability to progress the attack by dribbling down the right flank, but also has the off the ball movement to make runs ahead of the play in between the left back and centre back, and then has the ability when in the box to take those chances that he gets, all of which are lacking from Daniel James. So before I get onto my second option, if you are someone who values your privacy online and you need ExpressVPN, with ExpressVPN not only will your private information be safe online, but you can also access video content that may be blocked in your country. So if you watched everything on the UK Netflix say, ExpressVPN allows you to reroute your connection to a different country in a matter of seconds, so you can watch Netflix, YouTube videos and other streaming services as if you were in another country that you wouldn't otherwise be able to watch where you are. ExpressVPN has given me a limited time special discount of 49% with 3 months free for my subscribers when you sign up for a year, which works out at just £5.36 a month. So click the link in the description to find out how you can get all of this and help support the channel. So the next option I'm going to suggest is RZ Alkmaar's Dutch winger Calvin Stengs. Stengs is 21-22 in December and has 3 years left on his current contract, so would probably command a fee of around £30 million at most. He has a tall, slender frame similar to that of Eric Lamela and has a different sort of style to Deulofeu and Sancho. Rather than being able to quickly shift the ball and use his acceleration to burst past defenders, Stengs is elegant, not having the pace but having excellent close control dribbling ability, and is left footed, so he's going to be cutting in inside more often than going down the outside, but he is a better passer of the ball than Deulofeu, which suits him coming inside into the half spaces. He is a capable dribbler, completing 2.5 dribbles per 90 in the Eredivisie last season, whilst also completing 2.5 key passes per 90, the 12th most of any player in the league. I would consider Stengs more of a playmaking winger than a direct goal scoring one, as we often see him roaming from the right flank into deeper positions where he can get on the ball. This does dilute his attacking output a bit, as he isn't recording the same XG or goals that many other wingers are able to produce. Instead, he ranks a lot higher for chance creating metrics, as we see with his expected assist rate of 0.28 per 90 minutes. To me, this says he's a lot more similar to Hakim Ziyech than he is to Jadon Sancho. This is because when he moves in field into the half spaces, this allows him to play perfectly weighted through balls to find runners ahead of the forward line, which is a skill that Deulofeu does not have to the same level, and was a trademark Hakim Ziyech trait at Ajax. I think this type of player could allow United to break down sides a lot easier, as unlike James or Greenwood, when he's able to receive the ball in the half spaces, he has a vision and passing ability to be able to play through balls and lofted passes for the likes of Martial, Fernandes and Rashford, making runs in behind the back line. Before I get into my final option, remember to check out some of my other videos after this one. I have a home Manchester United analysis playlist on the playlist section on my channel, and I'll also link it in the description below for you to check out afterwards. So my final Jadon Sancho alternative is going to be Juventus' Douglas Costa. Costa is now 30 and has 2 years left on his current contract. Juventus are reportedly demanding a £35 million fee for the Brazilian, but I do think that United could easily get that down to around 30 million and potentially maybe get him on a loan with an option to buy. However, it seems unlikely that Ed Woodward would be able to pull off this sort of transfer, so a £30 million permanent deal seems more likely. Costa is one of the best intricate dribblers in the world, having incredible footwork and flair, which enables him to manoeuvre the ball from one foot to the other in tight areas through his signature flip-flap skill, and progress the ball forward when many other wingers would be forced to play a sideways pass. This dribbling ability makes Costa a massive threat on the flank when he's able to isolate a fullback in a one-on-one. This can be seen as last season he completed 4.9 dribbles per 90, the most of any player in Serie A. Creatively, Costa is also impressive. He completed 3.4 key passes per 90 minutes, which was the most in Serie A last season. However, it has to be said that he only managed 23 appearances and around 800 minutes, so these metrics aren't consistent over a large amount of time. However, I will be looking at his statistical model later, so you'll get a better idea of his output over a longer period. While Sancho and Stengs are players who could be considered playmakers with their passing and vision, Costa is far more of a natural winger and excels in a quick transition in attack. In this sense, he's a similar type of wide player to Daniel James, able to progress the ball up the pitch with their dribbling and provide a massive threat on the counter. However, Costa's quality in the final third massively exceeds Daniel James. This comes from when he gets into these sorts of positions around the box and has the composure, vision and weight of pass to find a player in the box in order to create a chance, whereas we often see Daniel James rush into a cross which often doesn't find its target, or he holds on to the ball for too long, allowing the opposition to get back into position and the chance becomes lost. Costa is also an excellent long-range shooter when allowed to move inside onto his left foot, so like Greenwood he provides a goal-scoring threat from this position. Whilst he isn't as good a striker of the ball as Greenwood, he's far more of a natural wide player, possessing the ability to progress the ball up the pitch and into the box than Greenwood is. As being a natural centre forward, he doesn't have this in his game. Costa's statistical model over the past 2 seasons in Serie A and the Champions League shows him to have the profile of a natural winger, as he doesn't rank highly for his goal scoring metrics, only having a non-penalty XG of 0.15 per 90, ranking in the 41st percentile across Europe. Although he does overperform this with 0.17 non-penalty goals per 90. A slightly concerning element of his game is that his non-penalty XG per shot sits at 0.056 per 90, sitting in just the 9th percentile, suggesting that Costa is shooting from low XG positions and wasting possession when he'd be a lot better off not taking the shot and allowing his side to work the ball into a better position. However, his creative metrics are incredibly impressive, showing him to be a top level winger. His expected assist rate of 0.29 per 90 sits in the 94th percentile. His rate of 4.38 dribbles per 90 sits in the 97th percentile. For progressive distance, he also ranks in the 97th percentile. For passes into the box, he ranks in the 89th percentile. And when it comes to shot creating actions, he ranks in the 99th percentile, showing that Costa can be considered a world-class creator. The only slight concern I have about Costa is his age, as at 30 he's a lot older than the other options I have discussed and would cost the same amount. But which of the 3 options would be the best? Well, before I give you my verdict, remember after this video to comment on other YouTube channels that you'd like me to collaborate with, and also if you want to get a VPN, use the link in the description. You'll get a massive discount of 49% and 3 months free and help support the channel. Well, I would try and sign Costa if I could, as I think he's perfectly suited to what United need. With Wan-Bissaka not the best progressor of the ball at right back, and Rashford often moving in field on the left, United need a right winger who can sit wider and provide an option to progress the ball forward with his dribbling ability and inject pace into the attack. Costa, whilst being 30, still has another 2 or 3 seasons left at the top level and vastly outperforms the other 2 when it comes to chance creating, whereas De La Feu is more of a wide forward who excels when making runs into goal scoring positions rather than being the player creating them, which is what United need and what a player like Sancho or Douglas Costa would bring. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, remember to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications, as otherwise you may not be notified when my videos come out. And also for a VPN, go to the description, comment on your favourite YouTube channels, and after this video check out some of my others linked in the description below, in the eye above and on the end screen now.